Hey Andy, how are you doing?
Hey, Paul, pretty good. How about yourself?
It's been a fun last few weeks. It really has. We have some cool stuff going on. How about
Yeah, I
you?
keep I keep hearing your voice on. I won't pick on it like making chips, but I keep hearing you on making chips there.
We did had a couple. I went to Chicago about a month or two, a month and a half ago, and yeah, we recorded a podcast on setup production, which was really fun. And
Music to
we
my
did that.
ears.
Yeah, did you see? Did you hear that one?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, that was with Jim Carr's son Ryan, and then we did one on the cultural implications of ERP, and that was with a really cool customer, 3D Industries, Matt Golick, really cool guy.
Yeah, that was the customer that basically when they brought you in, they said, or when they were bringing this system into their shop, they said if there's any complaints, they'll fire somebody. Is that the company that?
That's what they said, and then they fired somebody the very next day.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. So funny enough, I was talking to another customer in Massachusetts who said the same thing. He said, "This is what we're doing. If you're not with me, you're against me, and I will fire you on the spot." He didn't fire anybody, thankfully, but then he said this. He said, "After we're done, and you understand how ProShop works, and there's not just that fear of change, then I really want to hear all your feedback about it, right? And we'll work on making it better, and we'll, And I thought that was a really cool twist on that same, being firm, but still making sure that he knows that it's okay to share once you're through the process. And they had an incredibly easy and fast implementation, made some really cool progress. He's actually the ones that we did. We have an implementation podcast that we did. It was just like, I'm sorry, a webinar. It was an implementation webinar, and he was the one that we interviewed for that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so sounds like you've been really busy, and some magazine articles about you and all that.
Yeah, it's been a hectic few months. I mean, obviously we were as a shop, we were honored two magazines in 1 month. We were featured in Production Machining magazine, a little bit about our grinding and how we're utilizing our in-house grinding to help our machining operations as well as an outside service for other shops in the area. And then we were obviously featured in the NTMA, the record. I did a little interview with them, kind of touching on a bunch of different subjects, specifically talking about being a younger person in the manufacturing business and how we need to continue to really focus on getting youth involved in the young people involved in manufacturing and seeing it as a viable career choice for them.
So important. I thank you for doing that. Yes, absolutely. And yeah, I saw your jacket with your NTMA logo there. That's sweet.
Yeah, no, I just happen to be wearing it. It's obviously a proud member.
Awesome. Well, I know that you've been so busy that you're just still sort of getting some work orders going and exploring the inspection part of ProShop and about to really kind of hit stride out on the shop floor. But you want to kind of share and show some of what you've been working on?
Yeah, I'll share my screen here. This over here. Whoops, maybe if I can. There we go. Sorry for that small delay there. So yeah, the last couple of weeks, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but we've been pretty backed up on orders and we're a little short-handed. So I spent a lot of time in front of a machine lately. 80-hour weeks in front of the machine have made it kind of difficult to spend a lot of time tinkering in ProShop like I need to be. Thankfully, my sister is our office manager here, and she's been doing a great job getting a bunch of the orders entered and getting everything, starting to work on everything and tying everything together. We do a lot of forgings and castings that our customer will provide to us, and then we'll do the machining on them. So, and we're expected to kind of keep a good idea of what we have for inventory, as well as make sure we've got enough for the orders that we have on hand. And So we're getting all those entered in as a COTS item and linking them together with bill of materials and trying to get the work orders established, and then going inside the bill of materials and pulling those COTS items into that part or into that work order. So that way we kind of keep track of what we have on order, how many we have here, and starting, which is going to be very helpful for us in communicating with our customer, keeping an eye for them. I know sometimes we will give our customer the heads up that, hey, you're about to run out of castings and you might want to get some here.
That's great.
In fact, I just did that today. Unfortunately, I didn't have that particular casting linked up well enough to know exactly what they had on order versus what they had in stock. But I wish I would have, so I could have just been like a quick answer right from ProShop, being able to see, instead I had to open a couple spreadsheets and then go into ProShop and see what we had on order for that part.
Okay.
But
that'll come.
Yeah. So we're really just spending a lot of time getting it all dialed in. Today I was spending a little bit of time with a couple of my operators, which we've been trying to spend some time, but it's kind of tough to be like, yeah, I'd rather have you run the machine than come spend some time on the computer. We're trying to get a little bit of time, and our target is next week to start just spending time training the guys on how ProShop works, and then letting them be able to use it for what we're intending it for. We probably won't go to a fully operational inside of ProShop. We'll be running duplicate, but we'll let them be able to get in there, sign off on stuff, and use it as a resource for information for whatever they might need it.
Cool. And you said you now have all your work orders in the shop have a ProShop work order number?
Yep. Every ProShop or every work order that is in our shop right now has a ProShop work order. Right now, our current travelers just have their current work order number, and then above that, we've actually written the ProShop number in.
Okay.
That way we have both numbers, and so exciting there. And I can, which is kind of trivial, but I never really had the ability. I can actually like run reports and see what's due when and what's on order. And, before I had that ability a little bit with like one customer, because I always kept their information up to date, but then the rest of the customers, I was kind of at the mercy of figuring it out myself, it used to be from memory, but we've been growing so much that doing it all from memory just was not.
Yeah, that's not a long-term plan.
Not good.
So yeah, you see, it looks like you're using the purchasing dashboard.
Yeah, so I mean, I just happened to be doing this item today, so I figured it would be a good opportunity to just take us through while we're on this call and show you. So this particular part right here is a part we're doing, and we need to buy some material in order to make it. You can see this is our work order number, and I'm just going to go from right through here and kind of the process.
Your shopping cart,
and then I'm going to order a little bit more than what we need.
Yep, American Stainless Corp. Yeah.
Yep, a few clicks, and you can see I got a purchase order, and we're ready to go. I don't have a cost in the
COTS module yet. Yep.
Yeah, I've got to go in there and get a cost in there, which this is actually an item that I don't have a cost. I just know where I'm going to buy it, and
right.
And the cost is what the cost is. So,
sure.
But yeah, so you can see, and we're doing everything we do. We're purchasing in inches.
Okay.
That way we are able to kind of keep good track of if this, as you saw, we only needed, I think it was 190 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And we ordered 288 to give us two full 12-foot bars.
Yeah.
So we'll probably end up with about 4 foot, maybe 3 foot by the time we run a few extra But we'll end up with that chunk of material extra, and we'll put that on our shelf, and that way we know we got 36 inches. If it's 3 foot, we got 36 inches sitting on the shelf, and that'll show up instead of cots, and that's why we went with the inches for
Cool.
this. So.
And then obviously, when you receive it, right here on this page, that receiving, inspecting, releasing will happen, and you can connect all your certs. I know you've already done that a few times.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, I don't recall if we've talked about it, but that cert area is what we're really, one of the things about ProShop that we're looking forward to, because our previous methodology of doing that, although we've recently improved on, used to be we'd get the packing slip along with the MTR, and we scanned, or we copied the MTR, had a little filing sheet that we put on front of it and put it into a binder. And then when we needed to pull that MTR, we'd thumb through the binder to the page where it was at. And we had a bunch of binders broken down by like round stainless or round 316 stainless, hex 3. We kind of broke it down by the type of material to make it easier, but thumb through the binder, find the page that the material you're looking for, and then pull out the MTRs and make a copy of it. And
that sounds convoluted.
Yeah. I mean, in the recent days, we've got to a point where we're making all of our vendors email the packing slips inserts, but it still is,
right.
You got to search for it. You don't know where it's at. I mean, and thankfully you can use Outlook to search for the heat number or whatever, but you still have to search for it. Now it's going to be a few clicks of the button and ready for us. So
that's cool. Nice. Yeah. And then I think you said you're also getting into some inspection stuff, right?
Yeah, that was actually this afternoon's project, another one of this afternoon's project. You can see here, we just are setting up on this job, and I just was working through making the inspection, the part check information for the job. We'll have, it's kind of neat because we'll have the ability to have the drawing or the dimension that they need to measure, what they're using to inspect it, and then the tolerance of that. And then for some things, I know we just on a part, not this particular part, but today we had a part that had a perpendicular call out. And we kind of sat and talked about, it was a part we haven't done for 3 or 4 years. And we sat and talked, we're like, how did we check that for perpendicularity previously? It was like, finally we figured out how. So I'm looking forward on that particular one. It's like, okay, we can just we can take a picture of the setup we used to do that. The same part, we actually had to, there's a hole it's a flanged part with a hole, and we are grinding it, and we have to use a pin gauge in the hole, which the hole we didn't even put the hole in the part. So it was all messed up. And it was like, all of a sudden, all 3 of us remembered, or my foreman, the operator, and myself, we were like, how did we check this? What all did we check this for? And now we pieced it all together, but it's like, okay, we're taking pictures of measuring this, and we're going to put it right inside of this part check information and be able to record that going
awesome.
forward.
That's exactly why we built that feature.
Yeah.
Exactly for that purpose. Yeah. That's
cool.
So right on.
Looking forward to that, and being able to really roll this out the next couple of weeks.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for sharing that. Well, awesome. Well, sounds like, I mean, congratulations on being super busy. That's fantastic. Yeah. I know not every shop is lucky enough or got themselves in the position that that's the case. So that's fantastic for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a double-edged sword. You're slow. You've got more time to work on things to get that, improve on things. You got some more time outside of work to enjoy things. But the flip side of it is when you're busy, it's nice because you don't have to worry about things, but at the same time, you got to worry about how you're getting orders out the door. And usually you're, like I said, it's tough to want to pull a machine or a guy off a machine for a little bit to train him on ProShop when it's like, oh, you've already got more out, or you've got more to do than there are hours in the day. So, but we're getting there, and obviously we're happy about being busy and happy about making progress on ProShop at the same time.
Awesome. I'm going to stop your share here. Well, cool. Well, yeah, congrats on that. Thanks for showing us what you're up to. I know we're going to take a break for like a month or so and just let you really just work on jobs and really get dialed in. But I look forward to doing sort of a final wrap-up video in a few weeks or so.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully, you know, by that point in time, we'll really be inside a ProShop deep and be able to share even more about how beneficial it's been for us.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Andy. Appreciate your time today. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll
Thanks,
talk to you
Paul.
again
Look forward
in a
to
while.
seeing you, and happy Thanksgiving if I don't see you before then.
All right. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.